Hi, hello, welcome. I want to talk about the weirdest movie I saw this year, and yeah, that's my intro. It's not on HBO Max anymore. It disappeared when Batgirl did, which that stung, especially when you're trying to research something. So I think you can watch it on Amazon or iTunes if you pay, but let me just give you the highlights. That will help you make your decision, I'm sure. For what it's worth, if it was free, I would watch it every single year, kind of like The Room. It's not nearly as good as The Room, but it's something. It's called Moonshot. It has Cole Sprouse, which is the guy from Riverdale, and Lana Condor, which is the girl from all the Boys I've Loved Before, and it's a romantic comedy, coming of age story about space in going to Mars, and sort of the Elon Musk definition of going to Mars. It's called Moonshot. They're going to Mars because why would they go to the moon if it was called Moonshot? That would be too easy. I mean, colloquially, Moonshot refers to like a 1 in a million chance, so I think technically they're right, but like they're going to Mars. Yeah, I've done a video on this, so if you want to watch, I did a whole summary of this video back in the day. I'll link that. That's let me give you the highlights. It's the future. And if you go to a certain college, you can major in liberal arts, but you can also kind of get picked to go to Mars and start a colony and become the next generation of colonists and explorers or something. And it's 2049, so it's very close to now. And that's pretty much it. So I guess you can get your like degree in stage management, and you can get picked to go to Mars. I guess that's about what it is. Cole Sprouse's character is unlucky in love, and he's a barista, and everybody calls him stupid constantly. And he kind of agrees with them, which is, I guess, a new take. And his boss is a robot who bullies him. I'll come back to the robot thing because that might be the most interesting thing in the whole thing. Lana Condor's character is a straight A student who has a fear of flying, so she's never going to Mars. However, her boyfriend is already there now, played by Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son. And yeah, let's go ahead and just talk about that for a second. She's been dating her boyfriend since she was 14, and she met him when she was 12, when her parents died, and his mom adopted her, and she's secretly rich because she figured out why apply and go to space through merit when you can just pay $1 million because you've had it the whole time. She's dating her adopted brother, and to double down on that a little bit, on the way there, when she's on the ship on the way there, because it takes about a month, he sends her a video message saying, "Look what I did. I've done a photorealistic recreation of your childhood room for before your parents died, complete with a framed photo of your dead parents, and it's in the house waiting for you when you come to Mars. Welcome back, love of my life." So yeah, so there's that. Cole Sprouse's character is just he's a dumb goofball, and I don't really want to pass judgment on him too hard, other than everybody calls him dumb except for the captain of the ship, who we find out later knows he snuck on because he has to sneak on an idea he learned from a stray cat that snuck on. The captain secretly knows he's a stowaway, even though he takes Lana's boyfriend's identity, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son's identity on the ship. They pretend to be a couple because of romance. But the captain knows it's all fake. But the captain still, even knowing that, goes out of her way to say how hot he is every time she sees him. It's a lot. They're on the ship for a while on the way to Mars. They get to Mars. What else? There's a really great scene of him stowing away to get to Mars, and every room you go into, or every machine, every car you hop into, every ship you hop into, there's like an AI or like a robot voice, and they all have their own distinct personality, but they all share the same point of view, which is that given the first opportunity, and it seems like plans are already in motion, they're just going to go ahead and get rid of humanity as an idea. The barista has utter contempt for humanity. The thing he stowed away on sedates him and like gets off on it's played for laughs, like gets off on like sedating him because he's panics too hard when the rocket is leaving the Earth. And then there's another moment when he actually gets on Mars where he's going for a hike on one of the cliffs on Mars on his own, but he's got his disembodied robot friend voice to talk to because he's friends with everybody else seems to not care about the robot voices. He considers all of them his best friend, and so he asks his robot voice friend, who he definitely calls the wrong name, and that's a running joke. First, he shouts down the cliff wearing a full suit, including a helmet, and he shouts down the cliff, and it echoes because physics makes sense there. And he does that, and he goes, "Oh man, I did it! I'm on Mars. Hey, robot friend, whose name I called the wrong name. Are humans supposed to be here?" And the robot goes, "No." And that's the whole conversation. The robots have straight up, humanity is not long for this world. Furthermore, the whole reason everybody went to Mars in the first place is there's an Elon Musk type played by Zach Braff, who definitely came in for about 2 days of ADR and about half a day of actual acting, because you only see him in about 3 scenes at the end of the movie. But his voice is all over the place because he is the brilliant billionaire visionary who's on Mars. It's a whole thing. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a robot uprising that is imminent. You find out that Cole Sprouse's character has been Truman Showed for the entire story, and his reward is Zach Braff's character would like to send him to the asteroid belt to explore the asteroid belt and essentially just be a skeleton drifting in the asteroid belt. And then Lana Kendor's character, she's gonna go find her boyfriend because it's 2049. Women can go find their boyfriends on Mars now, and her boyfriend is her brother. I cannot state that more clearly. Her boyfriend is her brother, and they met when she was 12 and they started dating when she was 14. So the movie it's kind of like if the Sci-Fi Channel commissioned Hallmark to make a space opera love story. That's kind of the vibe. I don't have contempt for it. Honestly, it sort of sits in the same place in my brain as The Room, which is to say, if there wasn't a paywall now, I'd probably watch it every year because it is just so much of its own thing. The only thing is, it's so weird that it takes like a day afterwards to sort of reset my body and realize that I speak the English language and that the world is not pink and red, because apparently that's what Mars looks like. Even when you're not on Mars, the world is just pink and red, and that robots aren't actively planning, a sort of a Battlestar Galactica kind of genocide. So, weird movie. I did a long form version of this. If you want to watch it, I really go through the plot, but there's the idea of like a hat on a hat. It's, if you have magic, it's also kind of hard to have space. The exception that proves the rule obviously is Star Wars, but the idea is you want to have sort of a framework of how a story is told, and this story just straight up rejects that as an idea. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told me that AI that you can chatbot with right now wrote this story, because it almost feels like a story, but the more you think about it, the more you're like, oh my God, if I continue interacting with this, I might lose my own humanity in the process. Like it's wild. So, yeah, it came in a whimper. I thought it was hilarious when it came out, and then I'm kind of sad that it's hard to get to now. So, Moonshot, because Mars Shot just made even less sense. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.